بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات. حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں. حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں. صدائیں دیتا ہے کب سے تیرا پسر اماں. حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں. وہ دیکھو زینب و کلثوم رو رہی ہے وہاں. تڑپ کے بھیا حسن کر رہے ہیں آہ و فغاں. نہ جاؤ ایسے بھرے گھر کو چھوڑ کر اماں. حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں. کیوں ہم سے روٹھ کے جاتی ہو اس طرح بولو. میں تم کو جانے نہیں دوں گا آنکھ تو کھولو. نہیں تمہارے بنا عمر کا بسر اماں. حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں. یہ کیسا دور ہمیں وقت نے ہے دکھلایا. سروں سے اٹھ گیا بچپن میں آپ کا سایہ. کٹے گا کیسے تیرے بعد یہ سفر اماں. حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں. شہید ہو گیا محسن جلایا گھر اماں. تمہاری پہلو ہے زخمی گرایا در اماں. جناح میں دینا یہ نانا کو خبر اماں. حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں. میں تم کو کب سے جگاتا ہوں کیوں نہیں اٹھتی. صدائیں دیتا ہوں رو رو کے بولتی نہیں. پکارا بولو کہ پھٹتا ہے اب جگر اماں، حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں، تمہارے بعد مزہ کچھ نہیں ہے جینے کا، ہے سوگوار ہر ایک بام در مدینے کا، مجھے بھی لے چلو جاتی ہو تم جدھر اماں، حسین آیا ہے دیکھو تو ایک نظر اماں، صلوات۔
تھینک یو، شکریہ بارم بطول باعث رحمت ہے مصطفیٰ کے لیے، بطول باعث رحمت ہے مصطفیٰ کے لیے، عبادتوں میں مددگار مرتضیٰ کے لیے، عبادتوں میں مددگار مرتضیٰ کے لیے، ہے کفر فاطمہ مولائے کائنات علی، ہے کفر فاطمہ مولائے کائنات علی، ہے کائنات کی تخلیق فاطمہ کے لیے، ہے کفر فاطمہ मौलाए कायनात अली है, कायनात की तख्लीक फातिमा के लिए बतूल बास सलवात आलम में क्यों शरीक रिसालत है फातिमा, आलम में यूं शरीक रिसालत है फातिमा, रहमत नबी है साया रहमत है फातिमा, रहमत नबी है साया रहमत है फातिमा। मरियम का फातिमा से भला क्या मुकाबला, मरियम का फातिमा से भला क्या मुकाबला, मरियम तो आबिदा है, मरियम तो आबिदा है, इबादत है फातिमा, दोनों के इश्तिराक से सजदा कबूल है, दोनों के इश्तिराक से सजदा कबूल है, हैदर अगर नमाज है, हैदर अगर नमाज है, नियत है फातिमा, आलम में क्यों शरीक सलवात फातिहा। सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। बाबा को रोते रोते जो زہرا گزر گئے بابا کو روتے روتے جو زہرا گزر غل پڑ گیا کہ بنت نبی کوچ کر فاقوں کے رنج سے کے حضور پیدر محبوب کبریا کی عزادار مرد 18ویں برس نے یہ آفت دکھائی آل نبی کو چرخ نے لوٹا دہائی آل نبی کو چرخ نے لوٹا دہائی سبتین گھر میں آئے جو بے تاب و بے اسما سے پوچھنے لگے اماں کہا وہ بولی نیند آ گئی ہے شکر کے اور کھانا تو جلد کھا لو کہ بھوکے ہو میں بولے کہ چین دے گا زمانہ تو کھائے اور اماں ہمیں کھلائے گی کھانا تو کھائے اماں ہمیں کھلائے گی کھانا تو کھائیں گے یہ سن کے بے قرار ہوئی وہ جگر چادر زمین پہ پھینکے چلائی بات بچے ہیں ان کو صبر دے اے میرے کرد اب وہ کھلانے والی کہاں تم پر میں پیارو تمہاری پالنے والی گزر کھاؤ گے کس کے ہاتھ سے اماں تو مر اور کھاؤ گے کس کے ہاتھ سے اماں تو مر گئی شیر خدا تھے مسترو مغموم ایک سر پیٹتی تھی زینب و کلثوم ایک پکڑے تھے دل کو سید مسموم بسمل تھے خاک پر شہ مظلوم ایک در قریب آئے تو ایک خط نظر پڑا اور تڑپے کچھ اس طرح کے امام اتر اور تڑپے کچھ اس طرح کے امام لکھا تھا یہ کہ آخری زحمت قبول یا شاہ تم وسیع جناب رسول اور صدقہ حضور کا میرا مقصد حصول منہ سے نہ کہہ سکی کہ حزین و ملول میری وصیتیں نہ فراموش کیجئے اول یہ ہے کہ آپ مجھے غسل دیجئے اور اول یہ ہے کہ آپ مجھے غسل دیجئے دوم یہ ہے کہ شب میں جنازہ اٹھا लाशे का साया भी ना किसी को दिखा, यहाँ तक के कब्र भी ना किसी को दिखा। और 100 जगह नशा लहत का बना, और 100 जगह नशा लहत का बना। सोयम ये है कि पास यतीमों का के, और शफकत से बोलियो कभी घुड़की ना दी, और शफकत से बोलियो कभी घुड़की ना दी। तहरीर का ये पास किया बुतुरा, ज़हरा को शब में दफन किया दिल का बाग, और गैरों से कब्र को भी छुपाया जना। पर क्या एवज़ लिया फलके बेहिजा, पर क्या एवज़ लिया फलके बेहिजा। यूं ज़ैनब हज़ी से जहाँ की नज़र, और मादर तो शब को दफन हो वो नंगे सर, मादर तो शब को दफन हो वो नंगे सर। बाबा को रोते रोते जो शुक्रिया शुक्रिया।
सलवात पर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद। Assalamu alaikum. Tonight we conclude the series of Majalis by Maulana Syed Muhammad Rizvi on the topic of Fatima, martyred on the path of Wilayah. A few announcements before I ask Maulana to come up. The annual IEC HUSAINI Shab-e-Azaa in honor of Sayyidah Fatima will be inshallah on December 9th with guest speaker Dr. Salman Tarabi. We have Azadar from all over the country and including Canada coming inshallah to participate in this program. The Ayyam-e-Fatimiyah series in Jamad Sani will be December 12th through 16th with guest speaker Janab Irtaza Naqvi of Dallas, Texas. This upcoming series will be addressed in Urdu. We are still looking for sponsors for Tabarruk for the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th of December. So if you would like to sponsor or contribute towards the Tabarruk, please contact Sister Tahira Kazmi. And lastly, I know for the past few days I've been continuously saying this. I just want to remind you, because tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow, November 28th, is Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday, again, is a global campaign for fundraising for organizations such as ours. You can contribute. You can contribute today. If you want to contribute today, right now you can get on your phone, go to iechusaini.org/donate, and you can contribute via Zelle or PayPal right from the website. There's also a table in the back in both the men's and the ladies where you can go and donate by credit card. In the ladies, you can also approach Sister Sabah Asghar, who has the credit card machine if you would like to donate today in the ladies. Again, Giving Tuesday is tomorrow. The big part of this is that a lot of employers are matching contributions. We did find out, we confirmed that Chase Bank, BMO Harris are matching a 1 to 2. So if you contribute $1, they will contribute $2 up to $1,000. So take advantage. If your employer is matching the contribution, please take advantage. You have tomorrow to do this. So if you are unsure, talk to your HR team, see if there was an announcement. It might be on your company's website. So please do your homework and contribute to this. We are trying to raise $130,000 to pay off the Qarz-e Hasna. Salawat par Muhammad. So on behalf of IEC Husaini management, our resident alim, Maulana Mehboob Mehdi, Abedi al-Najafi, and the Chicagoland community, I'd like to extend our greatest gratitude to Maulana Syed Muhammad Rizvi for coming, especially on these very important days of Ayyam-e-Fatimiyah, and blessing us with his lectures. Please give a loud salawat for Maulana and the safety for Maulana and his family. With that said, I'd like to invite Maulana to come and conclude his lecture series. Salawat.
فاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد. Sorry. That's fine. الله أكبر يا رسول الله يا علي. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين بائس الأنبياء والمرسلين، ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على الأفضل الموجودات، العبد المؤيد الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد والمحمود الأحمد، سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد اللهم صل على فاطمة وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين، آمين يا رب العالمين. فقد قال إمامنا موسى بن جعفر الكاظم عليه الصلاة والسلام: إن فاطمة صديقة الشهيدة صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. As it is the last Majlis tonight, I want to wrap up inshallah and finish the topic, Lady Fatima, martyred on the path of Wilayah. But the question still remains, what is it that the Lady Fatima did that led to her martyrdom? What is it, what uproar did she cause that led to people coming after her? Because for her to be martyred, it must have been a number of events, a sequence, a chain of events that led to her martyrdom. And it's interesting if you actually dive into history, how active she was from the time the Prophet left this dunya until her martyrdom. I'll give you an example. It is said that the Holy Lady of Light knocked on the doors of the women of who? The Muhajirun and the Ansar. She knocked on their doors. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen would be with her. She would be sitting on the, on the camel or on the horse, and Imam would be holding from the front, and he would walk, and they would knock on doors, first, second, third, fourth, in the night. And when they would come out, Lady Fatima would say, I want to speak with the ladies. They would come out, and Bibi Fatima would say, have you forgotten Ghadir? Were you not in Hajj? Were you not there when the Prophet raised the hand of Ali ibn Abi Talib? She knocked on doors, by the way. It's not that, Bibi Fatima just got martyred. It was events that built up, that led to her martyrdom. So number one, apart from the fact that her famous khutbah to Fadaqiyya, she knocked and she reminded the Muhajirun. Then when she was really, when she was bedbound, when she couldn't get up anymore, it is said that some people came for her iyada. They came to visit her, they came to see her. The women of the Muhajirun and the Ansar came, and Lady Fatima was angry with them. And she reminded them, have you and your men forgotten that Rasulullah clearly said that Khilafah belongs to Ali ibn Abi Talib? You see? So every chance she got, she would remind them of Ghadir. And so because she was martyred on that path, she is a shaheeda upon the rah of the wilayah of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. And so for this reason, it led to the enemy to think, look, Fatima salamullahi alayha, as long as she's alive, she's a danger to our khilafah. She's a danger to our position, our rule. There's an interesting debate, or not a debate, but mukalama that took place between Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib and the first caliph in the mosque. When they took Imam Ali, when they dragged Imam Ali ﷺ out of his house and they took him to the mosque, Amir al-Mu'mineen asked him a question. He says, Ataqra'a kitab Allah? Have you read the book of God? Have you read the Quran? Qala na'am. He says, yes, I've read the Quran. Then Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen says to him, have you read the verse which says, Innama yuridullah? The ayah of Tathir? He says, yes, I've read it. The Imam says to him, then who is this verse for? He says, Lakum, for you, O Ahlulbayt. This verse is for you. Then Amir al-Mu'min asks him another question. He says, look, now that you've said this, let me ask you a question. If someone came up to you and said to you that we saw Fatima, God forbid, commit a crime, what would you do with Fatima? He says, I would judge. If she's committed a crime, I would punish her. You know what Imam says to him? He says, if you do that, you will become a kafir. Why? He says, because if you do that, you reject ayatul tathir. Fatima cannot commit a crime. Imam asked him a question. He said, what would you do? If someone said to you, look, we saw Fatima commit a crime. He said, I'll do the same what I do with other Muslims. Bring the witnesses, judge, and then he says, you become a kafir if you do that. Why? Because you reject ayatul tathir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed this ayah for the infallibility of Fatima, for the isma of Fatima. That Fatima Zahra, this, one cannot even imagine this for Fatima Zahra. One cannot even think, this is not even a possibility that Fatima Zahra would commit a crime. Amir al-Mu'mineen challenges him, and he puts, the point is what? The point is that if she comes and asks you for something, she would not make it up. It wouldn't be something that Fatima Zahra is just saying it for the sake of, God forbid, she's lying. She's Siddiqa. You know what? You know Ayatul Tathir, right? It negates all rijs from Ahlulbayt, whether it's batin or zahir. Whether that rijs, that impurity, or Ahlulbayt, Allah has cleansed you, has purified you a thorough purification. That purification, whether it's internal or external, zahir or batin, it does not apply to Ahlulbayt. You know what that means? It means that there is no sin in the life of Muhammad, number one. That's internal. And externally, there is no najasa when it comes to Ahlul Bayt. How? You can have the most pious and the most muttaqi of the Muslims, of the companions. The most pious, think of the most pious companion Sahabi. As soon as he dies, his body is najis. That if you touch, you may say, well, he's the most pious companion, but if you touch him, you have to do the ghusl, masamayyat. But this does not apply to Fatima. Because there is no najasa, whether it's zahir, batin, internal, external, in or out. That does not apply to Ahlul Bayt. Ahlul Bayt are pure in their life and after their life. Whether they are alive, so the body of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussain was pure even after death. Internally they're pure, their blood is pure. Someone asked the sixth Imam, he says, did Imam Ali alayhi salam give ghusl to Rasulullah? Yes or no? He says, yes. He says, was the body of Rasulullah najis? Yes or no? He says, no. He says, why did Imam Ali alayhi salam do ghusl of masamayyat? The sixth Imam says, yes. So he says, how is this possible? You're saying that Rasulullah's body is tahir, but Imam Ali alayhi salam gave him ghusl. You know what he says? He says he gave him ghusl not because the Prophet needed it, or he made the ghusl himself not because he needed it, but rather because Ali ibn Abi Talib wanted to establish that sunnah for the Muslims. Because he wanted to establish that law that no one tomorrow comes out and says, look, my father was so pure, he doesn't need that ghusl of mayyat. Pure as can be, marja, mujtahid, anyone, upon death becomes najis. But that does not apply to Al Muhammad. Why? Because their ibtida, their creation is anwar. They are made from a pure light, that nur min nurillah, from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So he says, this is what he says, this is not possible. Fatima would never come out and demand something. I give you an interesting historical narrative from the famous Ibn Abil Hadid, the one who did the commentary on Nahjul Balagha, Sunni Mu'tazili. He says, I asked my teacher in Baghdad, in the madrasa of Baghdad. This guy, he was the principal of the madrasa of Baghdad. Baghdad was Abbasi, so it was a Sunni capital. Like Kufa was Shia, Qum was Shia. Baghdad was very, very, a Sunni capital. The madrasa was a Sunni capital. But also many Shias were from Baghdad. Syed Rizvi, Sheikh Mufid, they were also from Baghdad. He says, I asked him in Baghdad, when Fatima came to the Caliph and she asked for Fadak, was she right or wrong? Everyone, attention with me? When Fatima, this is important. Ibn Abil Hadith said, I asked my teacher, and he wrote this down in his book. He said, I asked my teacher one day, I said, when Fatima came to the Caliph and she said, look, give me Fadak back, was she on haqq or was he on haqq? He says she was on haqq. So he says, okay, now my next question. If she was on haqq, if she was right, then why did he not give it? And it's very interesting what he says. He says, I saw my teacher, he smirked. He smiled. Not a smile, but a smirk. And he says, if he gave her fadak, based on the fact that she asked for it, and he gave it to her upon asking, then tomorrow she would have come back and she would have asked for khilafah for her husband. Let me make it a bit more clear. I think your silence says it's not clear. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. I'll give you another example. In 2010, this is a little bit of history of the Indian subcontinent. In India, there was the famous diamond, the Kohinoor diamond. You remember the diamond, Kohinoor? This diamond has a history in India. When I say India, I mean India, Pakistan, before, in the Mughal times. So this diamond was discovered in India, and it was passed on from kings and rulers and emperors. The Mughals had it, Babur and Humayun and Akbar and all these guys, they had it. And then it went to the Afghanis, then from there went to the Sikhs in Lahore. Maharaja Ranjit Singh, they had the diamond, the Kohinoor diamond. It was the most expensive stone in the world. From the Sikhs, the Sikh Empire, it was taken by the British Raj, East India Company. From there it came to England, London, where it is today, in the museum. In 2010, the then Prime Minister of England, David Cameron, he visited India with a delegation. And they said to him, look, I think it's time that we have that diamond back. Because it has a history, it was discovered here, it belongs to the Indian subcontinent, it should come back. Of course, and there's a debate when it comes back, where should it come back? Should it come back to India, or should it come back to Lahore, from where it was taken? So anyway, they said, give back Kohinoor. And he said, you're right. It belongs to the Indian subcontinent. And it's in our museum. But the problem is, if I give you back Kohinoor, I'll have to give you back everything. And there will be nothing left in the museums. There will be nothing left here. That's what he says to Ibn Abil Hadid. He says, if the Caliph gave Fatima Fadak, tomorrow he would have had to give her Khilafah back to Ali ibn Abi Talib. And there will be nothing left there. You see, that's why. He says, why did he not give? If you say Fatima is haq and Fatima was right, then why did they not give her Fadak? Because they knew Fatima did not come for Fadak. Fatima came for Ghadir. Fatima does not want a piece of land. Though it was a haq, it was a right, no doubt. But the Lady of Light was not thinking land. Fatima owns dunya. Allah has put the dunya in the meher of Fatima. So this, this one land or a piece of land, bagh, is nothing for her. But she still asked for it. And you know why she asked for it? You might say, look, if Fatima has the ilm, she knew she's Masuma, she knew that by going there, look, she came out of her house. She went to the mosque. She gave a khutbah. She spoke with him. And she defeated him. But she did not get Fadak. And she knew she wouldn't get Fadak. So if she knew she wouldn't get Fadak, then why did she ask for Fadak? There are a lot of questions. I'll try to quickly answer some of them. Why did she ask for Fadak? Number one, many reasons. Number one, the reason she asked for Fadak, simple, because it was her right. It was a haq. If she had not asked for Fadak, we would have not known it was her right for generations to come. So because she registered her anger in history, today we know that haq that was the haq of Fatima. And haq must be taken. It's not just given to you on a plate. Number one. Number two, did she get it? She didn't get it. So what did she get? She got something even better. You know what she got? She got a victory. That until the day of judgment, whenever Fatima and Fadak is remembered, the killers of Fatima will be cursed. And that is more than anything. She got more than, she disgraced her enemies. That's what she got. That's what she got. She set the record straight. That's what she got. And she told and explained to the dunya that if while we stand here, they stand here. Otherwise, in history they try to mix them. Oh no, Imam Ali loved them. Because Imam Ali named his sons on their names. Imam Ali used to help them. Imam Ali was quiet. If one of the other propaganda is, well, if Khilafat really belonged to Ali ibn Abi Talib, why did Ali ibn Abi Talib not do anything about it? Why did Ali ibn Abi Talib not open the door? Why did Ali ibn Abi Talib send Fatima to the door? Why did, if Ali ibn Abi Talib is Shuja, then why do we find that Ali ibn Abi Talib, who is Shuja in Khaybar, is not doing anything about it? The answer is, Ali ibn Abi Talib always declared that Khilafah is his right. Did Ali lift the sword on them? No. You know why? Because he don't lift his swords on cowards. He lifted his sword on brave men of the Arabs of Quraysh. Number one. Number two, khutbah number 3 of Nahjul Balagha. لَقَدْ تَقَمَّسَهَا. He says that the shirt of Khilafah has been worn by someone who knows it doesn't fit him. He squeezed it onto him. He knows very well it doesn't fit him and the size is mine. I mean, if this isn't speaking up for your right, then what is? Okay, why did he not lift the sword? Once there was a debate that happened in London. I don't know how many of you have had a chance to visit central London. In central London there's a park known as Hyde Park. Hyde Park is known for many reasons. It's a famous touristic spot, a huge green in the middle of London, which is it's hard because it's a big city. But one of the things that makes this park unique is that there is a corner known as Hyde Park Corner. You can debate, then the debates are on YouTube and they're very popular. A debate took place in which a Salafi came out and he says, look, the Shia of Ali is different to the Shia of our Shia. Why? It is the Ali of the Shia, the Ali of the Shia is different to the Ali of the Sunnah, our Ali. Why? Because our Ali is brave. Our Ali, as in they, he's saying this, not me. He says the Sunni Ali is brave. And the Shia Ali, I don't want to use that word, it's very disrespectful, but the Shia Ali is not brave. Why? And then he uses that example. He says, but they say that the house of Fatima was attacked and Ali ibn Abi Talib did nothing. Ali ibn Abi Talib is Fatih Khaybar and he never raised the sword against the people that he said have taken the right. Now let's have a look. What are the reasons? Did Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen raise the sword? Did he not raise the sword? And if he did not raise the sword, then why did he not raise the sword? Number one, Ali in fact did raise the sword. And it was on the neck of the enemy. And he stopped. When the house was attacked, Ali ibn Abi Talib grabbed him and he threw him to the floor. He put his knee on his chest and he held his sword. And he says, by God, had it not been for that ahad, Inna Rasulallah, ahadan ilayya ahada. Rasulullah had made a promise with me. And he asked me to be patient. Had it not been for that, I would have killed you. He threatened him twice. When Fatima Zahra was buried, this person came again. He says, we will open the grave of Fatima, we will pray upon her. Amir al-Mu'mineen again takes the sword and he says, if you do that, then this will be your last day. And there was anger in the eyes of Ali. His eyes were red. When they saw Ali ibn Talib was angry, he said, turn around. We've never seen Ali like this. So Ali in fact did raise his sword, but remember, there's a difference between being brave and brutal. Ali was brave, he was not brutal. Ali was shuja, he was not a zalim. A zalim is not shuja. Zalim is not shuja. Ali was shuja. And this is the difference, that even on the battlefield, Ali ibn Abi Talib would be merciful. When one day someone is fighting Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib and he says, oh Ali, I have heard that you never say no to the one who questions you. He says, what do you want? He says, I want your sword. Imam Ali gives him his sword. He says, who will protect you? Now when he takes the sword, he says, the same God who's protected me so far. He says, oh Ali, if this is your iman, then I too want to become a Muslim. So Ali ibn Abi Talib, number one, he did raise the sword, but he did not because of the wasi of the Prophet. And remember, Ali ibn Abi Talib was muti to the Prophet. He was obedient to the Prophet. If there's anyone who displays the complete ittiba of the Prophet, complete submission to the Prophet of Islam, it's none other than Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. Number one. Number two, why did Ali ibn Abi Talib not open the door? The question that we get asked all the time. Well, the reality is, even Fatima didn't open the door. I don't know if you're with me. I won't keep it too long today. I'm going to keep it short. Ali, why did Ali not open the door? Why did Fatima open the door? Wrong. Fatima never opened the door. Fatima just came behind the door. And there was nothing wrong with her being behind the door. It's her house. She can be anywhere in the house. I mean, did not one of the wives of the Prophet open the door many times? MashaAllah, you know, I don't need to say anything. Zawjatul Nabi, Ummahatul Mu'mineen, one of two of them opened the door many times. Narrated traditions. And what traditions there were, that they're in the books. Anyway, number one of the ulama said something beautiful this year. Sheikh Ahmed Salman, he's Tunisian, he's Shia Tunisian, North Africa. He said, look, he said, what evidence do you have that Ali didn't go through the door? Because remember, the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen had two doors. One open to the street, one open to the mosque. Both were busy. He says, how do you not know that Ali was on one door and Fatima was on the other? And as long as you don't know that, you can't reach a conclusion. And number three, why did Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib not do anything when the Lady of Light was being attacked, when she was martyred? You see, the reality is, when we recite the Masai, we take time to recite the Masai, but this happened so quick that by the time Hazrat Zahra was on the floor, Amir al-Mu'mineen just reached. They came in, the door on Fatima, she went on the floor, and Amir al-Mu'mineen grabbed. It's not like it's a lengthy procedure. It happened so quick. And straight to Imam Ali alayhi salam came and he grabbed him. But yes, when the time was right, Ali ibn Abi did fight. He fought in Jamal, he fought in Nahrawan, he fought in Siffin. Because time was different. You know, when people came to Amir al-Mu'mineen and said, Ya Ali, we'll fight with you. Go and get your right. Imam alayhi salam says, come back tomorrow with shaven heads and swords. No one came back apart from one or two. He says, you want me to fight? And you can't even shave a head. It requires sacrifice. So Amir al-Mu'mineen decided at that time that I'll follow on the wasi of the Prophet, I'll sit at home and I'll compile the Quran. So the Quran was in fact compiled by Natiq Quran. He compiles the Quran, and the hadith even says he compiles the Quran and he takes that Quran to them and he says, look, I have compiled the Quran, give this to the Ummah. They refuse the Quran of Ali. They say, oh, Ali, we have our Quran. You know what's interesting? The same people who said, Hasbuna Kitab Allah, rejected the Kitab. The ones who really loved the Kitab so much, that they said to the Prophet, look, we love the Kitab, we don't want anything else. When Imam Ali gave them the Kitab, they rejected the Kitab. So it shows you there's a problem somewhere. You know what the problem is? The problem is in the DNA. Because the hope of Ali is in the DNA and the bughd of Ali is in the DNA. Ya Ali. And this hadith, Bihar al-Anwar, Allama al-Majlis, he said the hadith says it is only the children of pure mothers and honorable fathers that love Ali ibn Abi Talib. And those who hate Ali ibn Abi Talib, you can just reverse that hadith. One of the ulama, Mujtahidi Tehrani, he used to say that in the time of the Prophet, when a child was born, and they wanted to distinguish, is this child, is he a halal zada, or is he haram? So what they used to do, they used to wait for the child to grow up. When he starts walking, they used to take the child next to Ali ibn Abi Talib. And they used to let him run free. They used to take him to the mosque, into the masjid of the Prophet. Amir al-Mu'mineen would be there praying, and they would let this child run free. If he runs into the lap of Ali, they would know he's legitimate. And if he ran away from Ali, they would say that he's not legit. And now you understand where the hadith comes from. That the love of Ali ibn Abi Talib is instilled it's in the blood. It is instilled from mothers and fathers into the children. And so is books for Ali ibn Abi Talib. See, the greatest treasure that you and I have is this love. If you have nothing, but you got the love of Fatima, you have everything. And if you have everything, but this does not have the love of Fatima, you have nothing. Al-faqru ma'ana, as the hadith says. The sixth Imam says, faqr, poverty with us is better than riches and wealth with our enemies. To die with us is better than to live with our enemies. You know, people always say, what is it that can change life? Youth, especially young people, when they come and they ask, Maulana, what is the thing that can change my life? I want to stop sinning, I want to change my life, I want to really bring myself back to the right path, bring myself to the deen. I can't focus, give me a dua, give me a wazifa, give me a tasbih to recite or something, People want duas and wazifas. But one of the Urafa mystics, he answered beautifully. He says, you don't need a dua, you don't need a wazifa. If you want to change yourself, you need 4 letters. He, Sin, Ye, Noon. You join them together. He said, if you want to change your life, you only need He, Sin, Ye, you need Husain. And if these 4 letters don't change your life, by God, nothing will change your life. Forget about it. I mean, if Hussein, if Fatima, if Ali and Muhammed and Hassan, if these individuals do not change me, then nothing will change me. Because everything goes back to them and they go back to Allah. And so, like we said in the first Majlis, the reality of Fatima remains a mystery. And that's what the hadith says when you read the surah of Qadr. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. The sixth Imam says, Al-Layla hiya Fatima. Wal-Qadr Allah. He says, Layla, or night, Layl. The verse says, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. We revealed the Quran in the night of Qadr. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. One of the ulama, he says, look, Allah could have said, wa ma adraka laylatul qadr. But Allah says twice, wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. Twice he says ma. Even though he could have said it once. Wa ma adraka laylatul qadr. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. And what do you know? What is the night? In other words, what do you know? What is Fatima? Al-Layla hiya Fatima. The night is Fatima. And Qadr is Allah. And then he says something beautiful. He says, مَنْ أَدْرَكَ مَعْرِفَةَ فَاطِمَةَ كَمَا حَقَّهَا. One who comprehends Fatima. The ma'rifah of Fatima, the one who acknowledges Fatima, will know Laylatul Qadr. Okay, here's him. You've heard this, but one of the ulama he comments on this, and this is the beautiful part. He says, the hadith doesn't say if you grasp Laylatul Qadr, you understand Fatima. The hadith is the opposite. He says, the hadith says, if you grasp Fatima, you grasp Laylatul Qadr. It's the opposite. Not that if you understand what Laylatul Qadr is, you understand Fatima. But no, if you understand Fatima, you know when Laylatul Qadr is. Because no one knows when Laylatul Qadr is. Is it the 9th or 19th? Is it 21st, 23rd, 27th? Is it the last 10 nights? No one can say pinpoint with accuracy that Laylatul Qadr is on this night. It's a probability. And everyone lives by that. But the hadith says if you have the ma'rafah of Fatima, you will pinpoint Laylatul Qadr. Why? Marhum Allama Mustambit, he says it beautifully. He says, you know why? He says, pay attention to the hadith. The hadith says if you gain the ma'rifah, the true recognition, the true comprehension of Fatima. I want everyone's attention on this. If you get the true comprehension and the true ma'rifah of Fatima, the hijab will be lifted. And when the hijab is lifted, listen to this. He says when you get the real ma'rifah of Fatima, hijab is lifted. You will see the true manazil of Fatima. And then he says, what will you see? He says when the hijab is lifted, you would see that the angels are descending on Fatima. That the malaika are coming down to Fatima. And then you will think, Tanazzalul malaika. And then you will know tonight is Laylatul Qadr because the angels have descended on Fatima. As the Quran says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحُ فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ رَبِّ. The malaika and the Ruh al-Amin or Jibreel, they descend on Fatima. The biggest dalil, the most primary dalil of imama is the same surah. The Masum says, the Holy Imam, the fifth Holy Imam says, he says when you debate with our mukhalifin and they reject our imama, ask them the question, is Rasulullah alive? They say no, Rasulullah is not alive. Then the Holy Imam says, then ask them, but is Laylatul Qadr still happening every year? They will say yes. They can't say no to that. They'll say yes, it is happening. Every year Laylatul Qadr happens, it takes place. The angels descend, they will say yes. Because Tanazzalul Malaika. Present continuous tense. Yani present and continuous. Istimrar, yani it's happening. It's present and it's happening. It's continuously happening. The angels are continuously descending every Laylatul Qadr. So when they say, okay, the Prophet is no longer alive, but Laylatul Qadr is alive, then ask them the question, when the angels descend, who do they descend upon? Who do they descend upon? Do they descend upon then the Imam says, look, tell him, The angels don't descend upon the mountains or the sea or the farmlands. The angels descend upon the Hujjah of Allah. And if the Imam is the Hujjah of Allah, which he is, Fatima is Hujjatun alayna. Nahnu Hujjajullahi alaykum wa jaddatuna Zahra Hujjatun alayna. As if the angels come to Fatima first and then they come to the Imam. And today if the angels descend, they descend on the Masoom. And any time, by the way, outside of Laylatul Qadr as well, when Malaika make nuzul of Malaika, the first thing the Malaika do is they come to the Imam, the Masoom of the time, and they ask him for permission. Even though Allah has given them permission up there, yet still they come and ask the Imam for permission. You remember when Jibreel got permission, he came and he asked the Prophet again for permission. He says, Ya Rabbi, oh my Lord, وَمَنْ تَحْتَ who is under the Taht al-Kisa? Allah introduces everyone through Fatima. And he says, do I have permission to go and join them? He says, you have permission. He comes down and he asks the Prophet for permission again. Can I enter the cloak? Can I enter the Kisa? You know why? Because the Hujjat of Allah is authority on the land of Allah. A leaf does not drop except that Fatima knows. I'll go another step further. The birds do not flap their wings except that the Ma'soom knows how many times they flap their wings. Rather with the permission. يُسَبِّحُ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Everything in the heavens and the earth, it praises Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Everything that praises Allah, it praises Allah to a wasila. And the wasila is the Hujjah of Allah, which is the Imam. And when the Imam, and the honor, you know what the honor of the 12th Imam is that he takes, is that he is the son of Fatima. And the strange narration that exists in Bukhari, Sahih al-Bukhari, is that when the son of Maryam will come and the son of Fatima will come, the son of Fatima will lead the prayers, the son of Maryam will follow in prayer. The greatness of the sons of Fatima. And so Maryam, as high as her rank is, she only has one nisbat, which is that she is the mother of a Masoom. Fatima has three. Maryam has yek nisbat Isa Aziz. As say nisbat Hazrat Zahra Aziz. Zahra, daughter of Muhammed, wife of Ali, mother of Hassan and Hussein. And the Imamat, as I said yesterday, had it not been for Fatima, we would have not had 11 Imams. We would have not known 11 Imams. In other words, Imam comes from Fatima and goes back to Fatima. Recite salawat, please. Yeah,
برای دختر رسول خدا زوجای علی مرتضی مادر حسن مجتبی مادر سید شهدا فاطمه الزهرا بلند در سلام
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. My time is coming to an end. I don't want to keep you anymore. Just one last point, inshallah, and a few words of Masahib. And I want to thank you, by the way, for taking your time to come out and listen. Though you don't come for me, you come for Fatima Zahra. But remember, the greatest of ulama, how important it is to sit in the Majlis. For those our brothers who beautifully recited Sozo Salam, who recite Marsiya, Noha, Qasida. I've been listening continuously for the past few days. Marhum Allama Tabatabai once said that out of all of the hard work that I've done, teaching and studying, running the hawza, all of that on one side. And then he says something. And this is for our reciters who recite Marsiya, this is for you. He says, all of that on one scale. By yek Marsiya Imam Hussain barabari ne nikonat. He says, all of that does not come close to a single Marsiya of Hussain. Know your worth, know your value. Know what Marsiya, know what the zikr of Ali Muhammad holds. So Fatima, and I conclude with this, if Fatima was martyred for the sake of wilaya, wilaya will only be upheld by upholding the Majalis of Fatima. If Iman in Nabuwa is incomplete without Iman in Ghadir, Iman in Ghadir is incomplete without Iman in the Shahadat of Zahra. It's linked with one another. One cannot say, though these are historical events, Tariq, Mu'arrikhin have written them, but they form a part and parcel of our Aqidah, our creed, our usul. Ghadir is not some historical event, it happened and done, finished. Ghadir forms a part of our aqaid. In the same way, this door, it forms a part of our aqidah. It forms a part of our principles of usul. And remember, usul are muqaddam on furu. This is important. Sometimes too much attention is given to furu'at and the usul are ignored. Fix your usul, the furu'at will fix themselves. There's no point fasting and then breaking it 10 minutes earlier. There's no point praying but not having the wilayat of Ali Muhammad in the heart. And that's why in our traditions, the ulama said the ahadith on this subject, on this topic, have reached the level of mutawatir. What? That if someone prays and fasts and gives charity and does all of the ibadat, but he does not subscribe to the wilayah of Al Muhammad, it is not considered worship in the sight of Allah. And so Majalis of Lady Zahra, upholding the legacy of Fatima, is upholding Ghadir. But tonight is indeed a difficult night on Al Muhammad, on the children of Fatima. You know why? Because it is the first night Hassan and Hussein have spent without their mother. It is the first night that Zainab and Janabi Hazrat Kulsum have experienced, have felt yatimi, what orphanages feel like, what it feels to be an orphan. Tonight there is a strange quietness, khamoshi in the house of Ali. You know, until yesterday, they would hear the crying of Bibi Fatima. But now no one cries anymore. Except that you hear in one corner Imam Hassan is sitting there, in another corner Zainab and Kulsum, in another corner Hussein, quietly shedding tears. Ajib, the house of Fatima tonight. Where is that mother who used to put her children to bed? Where is, you know the children of Fatima would never eat without their mother. How did Hassan and Hussein eat after Fatima? When Asma realized Asma bint Umayyah, she was in the house of Fatima to Zahra. When she realizes that she's passed away, Hassan and Hussein were outside, they came back from the mosque. Straight away she covers and she closes the hujra of Fatima. She does not want to tell Hassan and Hussein that Fatima is no more. You know what she says? She says, oh my masters Hassan and Hussein, oh my Mawla Hassan and Hussein, come, food is ready. They say, where is our mother Fatima? They say, no, she says you eat, she will eat after. Do you know what Imam Hassan says? He says, Aina ummuna Fatima. He says, oh Asma, have you ever seen me eat without my mother?
How is it that we eat and our mother doesn't eat? They rush into the room. What do they see? They see Fatima is no more. Ajrakum ala Allah. I don't know what to recite to you today, but I'll just leave you with this. When the janazah of Fatima was prepared, Amirul Mu'mineen carried the janazah, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain. You know, when he goes to Jannatul Baqi and he wants to bury Fatima, Amirul Mu'mineen looks towards the grave of the Prophet and he says, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Oh Rasulullah, forgive me. When you gave me your amana, this amana was salim. Now I return Fatima, and Fatima is not in the state that you gave me to her. Oh Rasulullah, she will tell you what the ummah did to her. But that Ali who did sabr, you know what he says? He says, Ya Rasulullah, I did sabr, I was sabr, but after Fatima I do not have any sabr anymore. My grief knows no limit. My nights will be sleepless. Ajrakum ala Allah. The riwayah, what does the riwayah say? The riwayah says Ali lifts the body. He gets everyone to move back. He says, move back. He lifts the body of Fatima. And as he comes close to the grave of Fatima, the tradition states that two hands appear from the qabr of Fatima. And they say, Ya Ali, give me back my daughter. Oh Ali, give me back my amana. Amirul Mu'min hands the body of Fatima into these hands that have appeared from the qabr. And so the hands then disappear. Fatima is buried. Ali comes back to the house. Now who will put these children to bed? Who will give food to these children? Ajrakum ala Allah. You know, when Bibi Fatima was dying, she was crying. And she made a wasiyah. Ali ibn Abi Talib says, oh Fatima, why do you cry? You're gonna go meet your father Rasulullah. Oh Fatima, why do you cry? You are Sayyidatun Nisa. She says, oh Ali, by God, I don't cry for myself. I cry for you, oh Ali. I cry for my Hassan and Hussein. I cry for Zainab and Kulsum. Ajrakum ala Allah. Last two lines, I'm finishing. Wallah, I'm finishing. She says, oh Ali, marry after me someone who will look after my children. How much Fatima cared for her children. But I say, oh Fatima, if only you could see what would happen very soon after you. Ali's beard would be drenched in his blood. Hassan would vomit blood. Hussein would be without supporters in Karbala. And if you ask me about Zainab and Kulsum, they would become captives of Bani Umayyah. Oh Fatima, you went to the darbar of the Caliph, but Zainab would go to the darbar of the Sharabi Yazid. Ajrakum ala Allah, I leave you with this. Fatima has been buried. It is the night Ali puts his children to bed. Now what does a husband do who is his first night without his beloved wife? And that wife is none other than the daughter of the Prophet, a companion like Fatima. When she cried in the last moments, you know what she says to Ali? She says, oh Ali, Allah made me for you in dunya and akhirah. Oh Ali, I will wait for you in akhirah. Amirul Mu'mineen, he puts his children to bed and he walks towards Jannatul Baqi. You know, it was the wasiyah. It was the wasiyah of Fatima. She used to say to Ali ibn Abi Talib, oh Ali, after you bury me, do not forget me. Oh Ali, come to my grave and recite the Quran. One of the ulama recites beautifully. He says, Ali went to the grave of Fatima. In the darkness of the night, he sits and he cries and he recites some ash'ar. You know what he says? He says, oh, the one who is in this qabr, oh, the one who is in the grave, ask me for what is in my heart. Ask me what pain is going through my heart. And he says, oh Fatima, you promised me you would never leave me. Oh Fatima, why have you left me? I end here, by God I end here now. But you know what, one of the ulama, I heard myself, one of the ulama recite, he recited that Ali ibn Abi Talib would, as per the wasiyah of Fatima. Fatima says to Ali, "Oh Ali, come and recite Quran on my grave." One night Ali ibn Abi Talib is reciting the Quran on the grave of Fatima, that all of a sudden he hears the sound of Fatima. She says, "Oh Ali, stop reciting the Quran and go home." He says, "Ya Fatima, you are the one who instructed me, was your wasiyah. Why do you want me to go home and go home and stop the Quran?" Do you know what the Quran says? She says, "Oh Ali, go home, for Hussein has woken up and Hussein is thirsty." Ya Fatima, how much you care for the thirst of Hussein, but let me take you to Karbala. 3 days Hussein is thirsty. At that moment Hussein is all alone. He says, "Hal min nasirin yansuruna." You know, out of all of the Shuhada who were thirsty, the most thirsty was Hussein, because he was the last one to be martyred. The sooner someone was martyred, the sooner the thirst was quenched. The later someone was martyred, the more thirsty that person was. The most thirsty was Abu Abdullah. Oh Fatima, if only you were in Karbala, you would have seen how dry the lips of Abu Abdullah were. And this is why Imam Zamana says in Ziyaratul Nahiya, "My salams beyond the dry tongue and lips of Abu Abdullah. My salams beyond the chest which was pressed with the horses. My salams beyond the veins which were severed. My salams beyond the gharib who had no kafan." Ala la'natullahi ala al-qawmi al-zalimin. وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلِبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. ماتم حسین.
Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے، رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے بعد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے اس کے گھر کو جلانے آئے ہیں جس کے گھر میں قرآن آیا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے اس کے گھر کو جلانے آئے ہیں جس کے گھر میں قرآن آیا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے اس کے گھر کو جلانے آئے ہیں جس کے گھر میں قرآن آیا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے گھر دربار میں مسلمانیں دونوں جھٹلا دیے ہیں لال اس کے جانے کیسا سلوک کر ڈالا پل میں ہو گئے سفید بال اس کے گر کے بے ہوش ہو گئی زہرا حال زینب نے جب سنایا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے نے گھر دربار میں مسلمانیں دونوں جھٹلا دیے ہیں لال اس کے جانے کیسا سلوک کر ڈالا پل میں ہو گئے سفید بال اس کے گر کے بے ہوش ہو گئی زہرا حال زینب نے جب
جب سنایا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے. اس کے گھر کو جلانے آئے ہیں جس کے گھر میں قرآن آیا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے. بولی فضائی سے رولانا کھڑکیاں دو نہ کچھ تو شرم کرو دیکھ جس کو نبی کھڑے رہ دے اس کو دربار میں کھڑا نہ کرو. کوئی جب لا دلی محمد کی سارا دربار مسکرایا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے. بولی فضائی سے رولانا کھڑکیاں دو یا کچھ تو شرم کرو دیکھ جس کو نبی کھڑے رہتے اس کو دربار میں کھڑا نہ کرو. کوئی جب لا علی محمد کی سارا دربار مسکرایا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے. اس کے گھر کو جلانے آئے ہیں جس کے گھر میں قرآن آیا ہے باد رسول امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے. تیری ہمت کا نام ہے زینب اور شبیر ہے صبر تیرا تیرے آنسو سجاد کے آنسو اور سکینہ میں ہے اثر تیرا تیرے بچوں نے بی بی تیری طرح ظلم سہ کے بچایا ہے باد امت نے فاطمہ کو بہت ستایا ہے. تیری ہمت کا نام ہے زینب اور شبیر ہے صبر تیرا. تیرے آنسو سجاد کے آنسو اور سکینہ میں ہے اثر تیرا. تیرے بچوں نے بی تیری طرح ظلم سہ کے قیدی بچایا ہے.
اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے رہے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے رہے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے بابے دی سند دے ٹکڑے اگوں آگ تو چکتی رہی ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی ماں بے دی سند دے ٹکڑے آگ تو چکتی رہی ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی زہرا تے جلدا بوہا امت نے سی گرایا زہرا تے جلدا بوہا پھر راستہ سمجھ کے امت اس ہے تو لگتی رہی ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہنس دے ہائے زہرا تے جلدا بو زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی بابے دی سند دے ٹکڑیاں نوں خاک تو چکدی رہی اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی زہرا سے جلتا ہوا امت نے سر گرایا زہرا سے جلتا ہوا پھر راستہ سمجھ گئے امت اس لگ رہی ہے زہرا اصحاب نبی نے ہسدے رہے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی نے ہسدے رہے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی نے ہسدے رہے زہرا روندی رہی بابے دی سند دے ٹکڑیاں نوں خاک تو چکدی رہی اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی دربار وچ جو ہویا تیرا تے ویکھیا سی دربار وچ جو ہویا دیا تو سپہلی گالاں دی سیر چھپا دی رہی زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی دربار وچ جو ہویا تیرا تے ویکھیا سی دربار وچ جو ہویا دیا تو سپہلی گالاں دی سیر چھپا دی رہی اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے اے زہرا روندی رہی بابے دی سند دے ٹکڑیاں نوں خاک تو چکدی رہی اے زہرا روندی رہی اصحاب نبی دے ہسدے رہے ਬਾਬੇ ਦੀ ਸਨਦ ਦੇ ਟੁਕੜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਕ ਤੋਂ ਚੁੱਕਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਛੋਟਾ ਵੀਰ ਜੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਜ਼ੈਨਬ ਲਈ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ ਮੰਗ ਕੇ ਛੋਟਾ ਵੀਰ ਜੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਬਿਨਾ ਕਿੰਦਰ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ ਦਾ ਝੋਲਾ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰਹੀ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀਰ ਜੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਜ਼ੈਨਬ ਲਈ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ ਮੰਗ ਕੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀਰ ਜੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਬਿਨਾ ਤਾਜਰ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ ਦਾ ਝੋਲਾ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਬਾਬੇ ਦੀ ਸਨਦ ਦੇ ਟੁਕੜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਕ ਤੋਂ ਚੁੱਕਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਹੋਇਆ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਹੋਇਆ ਦੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਸਪੈਦੀ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੈਨ ਛੁਪਾਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਸਹਾਬ ਨਬੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਏ ਜ਼ਾਹਰਾ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਸ਼ੋਹਰ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਸੀ ਅਕਬਰ ਉਹ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਹੋਇਆ زہرا بابا تیرے دربار میں روتی رہی زہرا بابا تیرے دربار میں روتی رہی زہرا بابا ساری یادیں تو ہے ਪੁੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਬਾਬਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਜ਼ਾਰਾ
السلام علیکم یا عبداللہ، السلام علیکم ابن رسول اللہ، السلام علیکم امیر المؤمنین سید الوسین یا فاطمہ الزہرا سیدۃ نساء العالمین، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. السلام علیکم یا غریب الغرباء، السلام علیکم امام صوفاء الفقراء سلطان ابو الحسن یا ابن موسیٰ رضا، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. السلام علیکم یا صاحب العصر والزمان الامان الامان، السلام علیکم یا شریک القرآن، اجر اللہ تعالیٰ فرجک، سار اللہ مخرجک و سحورک و جعلنا من اعوانک و انصارک. السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.
بر دشمنان اہل بیت لعنت.